Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining as always is your host, Trent Dalton, or some of you might know me as Tricky. And yes, we are up to the episode 167, and it's the review episode where we review the round that's just gone by. That being round 15. Some interesting performances this round, some disappointing performances, some really close games. But that's what we're here to do. We're going to review every game and give my thoughts and opinions on that. If you're new here, make sure you click that notification bell, like and comment on this video, and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to this via Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure to hit that follow button and turn notification bell on so you do not miss an upload. But without further ado, let's get into the first match, starting off with the game on Thursday night. Let's go. All right, so Thursday night, we started off with Fremantle v Essendon at Optus Stadium, and I think Essendon can reasonably hold their head up high because the bottom line is they're just undermanned. They're undermanned, especially down the key back line, and they are just very young, very raw, coming in with all the injuries they're having. And it was the Dockers, though, who got the job done by 41 points. Tracy kicked 3. Jackson was enormous with 3. Bolton kicked 2. Frederick also kicked the 2. Sarong also 2 was enormous. We'll touch on Sarong in a second. As for the Bombers, Archie May kicked 2. It was really good. I believe that was his first 2. Yeah, his first 2. Lowell, again, showing some really good promise, kicking 2. As for disposals, we mentioned Sarong. He was just enormous for the Dockers. Possibly got best on 35 disposals, going to 83% efficiency, 2 goals, 7 clearances, 10 inside 50s, and 783 metres game, which is absolutely enormous. And it's the Sarong that we know, adding 2 goals as we don't necessarily normally see, just another string to his bow. Clark had 33 with 7 intercepts. Luke Ryan also was really good, 32, going at 94% efficiency, 12 marks and 10 intercepts. And Brayshaw was also good, 29 and a goal. As for the Bombers, Colwell, in and under as he always is, 32, 8 clearances. Parish had 31, 6 clearances, while Archie Roberts had 25, going to 80% efficiency. Luke Jackson had a day out, but I believe, I'm a big believer, Vijo Vizentini can hold his head up high. I think he looked decent on debut. He was thrown in the Wolves, thrown in the deep end up against Luke Jackson on his debut, and then Sean Darcy giving him a bit of a hit, chop out here and there as well. Short, but Jackson, 48 hit-outs, 21 disposals, going at 83% efficiency, 3 goals, 10 clearances, and 12 scorers, which is a huge game. But Vicentini did find plenty of the ball himself, 17 hit-outs, 15 disposals, and 4 clearances. So I think he can definitely hold his head up high. We mentioned Sarong huge, and Nate Caddy's starting to show some signs. Took some really good marks. 8 marks he took in the end, kicked the goal and had 15 disposals. The worry I have here is have the Bombers missed out on the potential of trading a like Darcy Parish? He's just an accumulator. I believe I've had this chat with Connor, who you would know by now if you listen to the show regularly. He thinks they should have traded, been a Bomber supporter, Darcy Parish a few years ago, and I believe Darcy Parish, yes. He adds no value to that midfield. They should have traded him when he was at some value. Now he's worth nothing. Let's put the bottom line. You want Nick Martin, Zach Merritt in that midfield. Nick Martin now as well, as a predominant midfielder. But Parish can't play anywhere else. Caldwell can't play anywhere else. Setterfield can't play anywhere else. So they're having to force to play Zach Merritt on a halfback and on a bloody wing. Wing's the last spot I want to be seeing Zach Merritt being played. And it's all because these 3 players can't play any other roles. One of them needs to go. One of them needs to make room. As for the rankings, I thought the Dockers. I'll put the Dockers in contenders. I wouldn't say they were elite. And I reckon the Bombers were decent. They were decent. Let's go over to Friday night, Geelong, Brisbane, and then the upset possibly of the round was Brisbane Lions by 41 points, 6-15. Now, that is disgusting goal kicking by the Cats, and they kicked themselves out of the game in the end, because if they kicked straight, it would have been 21 scoring shots, still to 22, so it would have been a lot tighter than it was. But 6-15-51, defeated by 14-8-92. Cameron kicked 4 for the Cats. As for the Brisbane Lions, showing some really sides, Logan Morris kicking back-to-back bags of 5 goals in consecutive weeks, really showing some sides after the life of that Joe Danaher, really liking the way he flies the ball, often plays undersized, but has that bag of tricks, good below his knees, good in the air, really good signs for Logan Morris going forward. Cam Rayner had an absolute game, 3 goals. He kicked, he starred with 3 goals, 19 disposals, and 5 clearances, playing a mix of forward and mid. That's the type of Cam Rayner that we're teased with And it was good to see him play in such an important game like this at GMHBA Stadium. Loman also kicked 2. As disposal-wise, Smith led the way for the Cats with 28, 7 clearances and 700 metres gained. Zorko had 33, 11 intercepts, 11 rebounds, 50, 298 metres gained. Dunkley was just a brute force through that midfield. 30 disposals, 8 score involvements and 10 tackles. Will Ashcroft, 28, going at 82% efficiency, 1 goal, 6 clearances, 2 goal assists, and 8 score involvements, while Berry finding himself a roll down back he has this year. He's been very, very good, really impressive, 26 disposals, 10 marks, and 8 intercepts. But the Lions just dominated through the midfield, where from the get-go, from the start, I believe they get the first 4 or 5 goals of the game, and then just shut the Cats down there like that. They couldn't move the ball freely like they normally are. The likes of Grime Myers had a terrible game by foot. They were just missing targets that they normally would hit. And I think it was by the Lions putting them on the back foot early. They dominated from the midfield, centre clearances. They were running it out and getting it going early. And it's their first victory at GMHBA Stadium since 2003. And let's put that into perspective. Chris Scott was playing back then for Brisbane. So that's just how long ago it was. So for me, Brisbane have no spot but other to go into elite. And I think the Cats go in disappointing. It was just a disappointing output by the Cats there. Then we move over to Carlton in North Melbourne, and geez, Vossi. Oh, boy. Is Michael Voss in trouble? Because that was putrid. Absolutely putrid. What is going on? Like, credit up to North Melbourne. You got the job done by 11 points. But what is going down at Carlton? We'll touch more on that in a second, my thoughts. 10-13-73, defeated by 13-6-84. McGovern, the only one to really fire a shot for the Blues, up 4 with 4. Fantasia did kick 2. Zerha kicked 3. McKercher was everywhere running wild, kicked 2. Curtis kicked 2. As for disposal, Hewitt had 31, 8 clearances and 8 tackles. Doherty had 29, 16 marks, and Chera had 25 to go on with 8 tackles. Powell had 34 to go along with 8 clearances, 3 goals. Sheasel 31 goal. Darius Uniacke 37 clearances and 9 scoring moments. McKercher 29, 2 goals, 636 metres gained, playing that halfback wing role. And Parker, just been a great pickup for them, I think. They're real hard and under and normally consistently hits the scoreboard. He had 28, 8 clearances and 8 tackles. But I think it's time the Cats get more brutal with their I think it's time the Blues get more brutal with their selection. There's been talks about getting rid of a big fish. Get rid of Walsh. Get rid of Mackay. Start fresh. There's too many players there that are just doing the bare minimum but aren't willing to put their head over the ball. Why is Adam Sard still playing a lockdown defender role? He should be running off that back line and driving down there. There's too many people in that side that aren't willing to do the hard yards. And when Paddy Cripps isn't performing to the level that Patrick Cripps is known to perform, who else is there? Hewitt has had a great year, but he doesn't provide the same class as Patrick Cripps. Who else is going to stand up other than Hewitt? He's by far leading their best and fairest by an absolute country mile. TDK, great year. But you got touched up by Cherry. You've shown you don't like contact. Cherry applied a bit of force. You don't like it. So Vossi has some real good questions. I think, what's the likelihood that they trade Walsh to a team and he lives up to the expectations that we know he is and becomes a star? It's very likely. But if you can use him to get some picks back, get a player back, by all means do it. Get rid of some of Mackay's contract. That contract was a joke at the start. I'm touchy about the way I say it about Mackay because we know the demons he's had, but so they've put on the table that those type of players aren't out of the spotlight with who they want to trade. So it's time to stop talking about it, and it's time to put some action to it because Vossi's job is on the line now. He will coach you out at the end of the year. Don't worry about that. But after this year, maybe coach next season, but after that, if we don't see some possibilities moving forward, I don't see what Vossi's role is down there. So Carlton, 5 AM St Kilda Beach for me. Disgusting. North Melbourne, contenders, great performance. Cats off the North. But we also, Toya Pink, Now, if you're a North Melbourne supporter, you better be wearing pink today because Toby Pink has just kept Coleman medalist Charlie Curnow goalless. Great. He's had scalps of Charlie Curnow now, Josh Tracy, and Oscar Allen. If you're a North Melbourne supporter, I expect you to be wearing pink today. The Pink Party Club, I think they call him now. Now let's move over to the next game. So next game, we got Port Adelaide v Sydney at the Adelaide Oval, and it was the Swans, inaccurate kicking Swans, 7-10-52, defeated by 9-17-71, but they still did get the job done by the likes of Haywood kicking 3. Heaney was enormous with 2 goals to go along with 28 disposals and 5 clearances. Butters battled his heart out with 28 goals and 6 clearances. Rosie playing a bit more of a midfield role, had 25, 6 clearances and 8 score involvements. We mentioned that. It's really good to see Mills find some form and playing. He's not a midfielder, playing that half-back role. I'm really liking him there. 27, 565 metres gained and 8 score involvements and sets up the player from behind the ball. Really good to say. Terrible kicking from the Swans. One in particular. It's a boy from this. It's a fan favourite of this podcast. It hurts me inside. It really does. If you know that sound by now, it's Joel Marty. And that really hurts. Kicked 0 goal 6. 0 goal 6. And his player rating on the game was -10. -10. Now, he told, I believe it was Callum Mills after the game, that he's chucking those boots in the bin. Because, God, hell, you may as well after that. But one player who was also really good was Brodie Grundy. He's had a good few weeks, dominating in the ruck. 34 hit-outs, 22 disposals, and 6 clearances. Welcome back, Errol. Not the Errol that we know, but we know he needs to find his feet. Still had the 18 disposals, and it was good to see Errol out there. So the Swans, decent. And the Power, disappointing at home. Very disappointing. Saturday night, we go over to Marvel Stadium, a home game hosted by Collingwood at Marvel. You don't see this often now, do you? But it was the Pies who got the job done by 34 points over St Kilda. 16-12, 108, defeated 11-8-74 by 34 points. Dan McStay kicked 2 for the Pies. Cameron kicked 2. Elliott kicked 2. Lipinski kicked 2. And Membry also kicked 2. As for the Saints, Wood was really good up playing more as a forward now rather than that wing role. He kicked 3. Butler and Wilson kicked 2 each. Josh Dacos off that half-back line. 30 disposals, 8 rebound 50s, and 554 metres gained. Now, Nick Dacos also had 30, was having a hard tag by Marcus Windhager. Marcus Windhager looked like he was getting on top of him early, but Nick Dacos found a way to break through the tag and was really pivotal in that second half. It looked like he was struggling, especially in that first quarter, but he finished the game phenomenal way. 30 disposals, a goal, 5 clearances, 2 goal assists, and 9 score involvements. But a person who would have the a say in also the best on ground honours would have to be Pat Lipinski. 26, 2 goals, 10 score involvements. He was enormous. Down back, Wanganeen Malira for the Saints. 35 disposals, 8 intercepts, 9 rebound 50s, and 632 metres gained. Well, McRae got it done in the source. 29 disposals, 16 contested, 6 tackles, and 10 clearances. Darcy Cameron kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. He was unreal. Continued his form throughout the game. We'll touch on it in a second, but one of them was a costly free kick that gave away Rowan Marshall at the start of the first quarter. He was the highest ranked player. End of the first quarter, he's the highest ranked player on the ground, Darcy Cameron. And I think Rowan Marshall like a -1 rating at the point. But I don't know. I haven't gone back and looked. I know he got the highest on the AFL if you go to the fantasy points. He had the highest there, but I'm not sure if he was the highest rated. I would have to go dive in about that. But he continued his form throughout the game. 28 hit-outs, 19 disposals, 2 goals, 8 marks, 6 clearances, and 8 score involvements. It was unusual scenes and sad scenes for Mateus Philippou, who was pulled out of the game with 2 minutes before the bounce with a calf problem. So let's get this straight. Got free training. This was a reoccurring injury. Got free training. Got through the first warm-up. Ran through the banner. All good. Went for that 2 minutes, just a little kick around, then felt it in his calf and just couldn't go on with it. Sad scenes. They had to bring Ryan Burns back in there. I hope he can get back to playing more consistent footing very shortly because he's a player that they really love to have out there. Is Mateus Silva, a young star in the making. Bo McCleary subbed out in the first quarter with calf awareness, which was really weird to see. It was really weird to see because he got those 2 centre clearances and then just ran off, and then we didn't see him come back on. So, it was really weird to see. But the Pies, I think, they were elite. They just showed their class. Nick Dacos fighting off that tag. And the Saints were decent. Let's not beat around the bush. They were decent. They were in the game for at least 3.5 quarters. Yeah, this could have been match of the round. This could have been a match of the round here. The Giants v. the Suns in the Expansion Cup game. And it was the Giants who came out on top by 7 points after a fast-starting Gold Coast Suns, which sure made the Giants nervous. Sorry, guys. Just scratching my leg. Would have made the Giants nervous, but 16-10, 106, defeated 14-15, 99. Cadman kicked 3, Riccardi kicked 2, Brown kicked 2, Stringer kicked 2 crucial late goals, Hogan kicked 2, Toby Green also kicked 2. As for the Suns, Humphrey, King, Anderson, Ainsworth, and Miller all kicked 2. Now, there was plenty of disposals. Ash had 33 off halfback, 82% efficiency, 11 rebound, 50s, 651 metres gained. Tom Green was huge, and it's back to the Tom Green that we love. 31 disposals, 22 contests, and I'm loving how he's hitting the scoreboard a lot lately. He kicked a goal, 16 clearances. Let's say that again. 16 clearances, 9 tackles, and 8 score onwards. Callahan, they would love to have Callahan back in this side now. 2 games now, 28 disposals, 8 clearances, 8 tackles, 5 clearances, 7 score onwards, 678 metres gained. But the Gold Coast midfield probably dominated most of the day and found plenty of the ball with Anderson, the skipper, 42, 2 goals, 7 clearances, 15 score runs, 651 metres gained. Miller, 37 disposals, 2 goals, 7 tackles, 9 score runs. Rao, 34 disposals, 19 contested, 12 clearances, 8 tackles, 7 rebound 50s, 9 score runs. And it's good to see Flanders find a bit more ball with 29 and 9 score runs. The Suns came out hot, kicking the first 4 goals in the first 4 minutes. Like, it was really weird to watch when they came out and just did it like that. It was a bit like the game that I was at, Yarra Glen v Sebel, when Sebel came out and did that, but on the weekend. But, yeah, it was really weird. It looked like the Giants just weren't going, and then they really kicked in. But Lockie Whitfield was subbed out with concussion. That brought on Jake Stringer, who was looking a bit quiet, but then came in late when a crucial points in the last quarter, kicking 2 late goals that helped them storm home with a win. For me, the Giants elite for being able to do that, and the Suns, they can still go in contenders, but I'm worried about the Suns. In the last game of the round, we go over to the Bulldogs v Richmond, and it was the Bulldogs getting a big 79-point victory over the Tigers. 21, straight kicking Dogs, I should say. 21 goals, 9, 135. Defeated 8-56. Sam Darcy kicked 5. Bontempelli was huge. We'll touch on him soon with 3 goals. McNeil, West, Hines, and English all kicked 2. As for the Tigers, Richmond kicked 3. As I mentioned, Bontempelli led the way. 36 disposals, going at 83% efficiency. 3 goals, 7 clearances, 11 inside 50s. Gave 4 off for 4-goal assists. 12 score on 716 metres gained. Just absolutely class by the Bont. Richards, 27, a goal, 7 clearances, 2 goal assists, and 10 score overs. Davison off that win, 27, a goal, and 7 score overs. Liberatore, no more halfback for him. He spots in the midfield, 27, 9 score moments. Williams off that wing, 25, going at 92% efficiency and 15 marks. And Kennedy, 25, 7 tackles. Loston battled hard for the Tigers down back as he has all season. 28, 7 marks, 9 intercepts, and 7 rebound 50s. Taranto had 28, going at 6 clearances and 6 tackles. Bontempelli, we said, led from the front, but another calf blow for Chalor, and it's a real bad problem. We know from the last one he was unsure whether when we would see him back. He's got back in the same thing as Kurt. Is this the last time we see of Adam Shaw? It'd be the last way you'd want to see him go out, but it's just a reality now. Like, do they risk it, or does he have to make the call himself? It's really sad sign. It was a good career. Loved him when he was at the Pies. Roy Lobb was outstanding, also down back, just marking everything that came his way. 21 disposals, 13 marks, and 9 intercepts. So the Bulldogs go in elite, and the Tigers go in disappointing. All right, there are my rankings, guys. Let's quickly go over them over here. So in the elite category, I've got the Pies, Collingwood, Brisbane, GWS, Western Bulldogs. Contenders, I got Fremantle, North Melbourne, Gold Coast. Decent, I got Essendon, Sydney, St Kilda. Disappointing, I got Geelong, Port Adelaide, and Richmond, and all alone 5 a.m. St Kilda Beach. St Kilda Beach. I've got Carlton. Now, something we don't usually do, but I thought we'll do it. We got through them a bit quicker today. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over we're going to have a look at the ladder and see how the ladder sits. So on top of the ladder at the moment, we got the Pies on 48 points. Then in second place on 42, we got the Brisbane Lions. Third place on 40 points, we got Geelong. And then on 36 points are 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So that is Adelaide, Hawthorn, Fremantle, and the Giants. The Dogs have found their way into the 8 now, knocking out the Suns. They're on 32 points with a percentage of 130.4. The Suns are on 32 in 9th on a percentage of 120.1. Then we have 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all on 24 points. That it being Carlton, Sydney, Port Adelaide, and Essendon. 14th and 15th are both on 20 points, Melbourne and St Kilda. 16th is North Melbourne on 18 points. 17th is Richmond on 12 points. And 18th is West Coast on 4 points. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. If you have enjoyed this episode and you're listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that follow button, and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss the start button. Please leave 5-star rating. A 5-star rating is that just help get the show out there. And if you watch my outros recently, I flipped it around the other way, and I don't know why I've done it, but I'm going to keep flowing with it anyway. So, 5-star rating on that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on the video. Hit that subscribe button. We've passed the 200 marks. If you haven't already, go back and watch the training like a professional cricketer with Jason Cox from High Performance Cricket. If you listen to this podcast, you know we've had him on twice. Great video. Go back and watch that, and leave a comment on that video as well. Hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell. Thank you guys for listening. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.